Alright folks, how's it going? So I'm going to be starting to upgrade my Amiga 1200 now. I've got all the bits that I need, I think. Um, so yeah, it's taken me a few weeks to gather up all the bits. Um, so I have a 4 GB compact flash hard drive to go inside it. This is preloaded with WHD load and classic workbench, and I have also got an accelerator for it. So this is the individual computers. ACA1221 is the name of this accelerator. I think it's 17 megahertz processor and 9 megabytes of RAM as standard. You can unlock these. The way these work is individual sell these at cost price, basically what it costs them to make it. But you can then buy a license for them, which allows you to unlock more memory and overclock the processor. So I can't remember offhand what the spec is. I think flat out it's like 33 megahertz on the processor and 64 megabytes of RAM. I think I'll put up an annotation with the proper spec on it. So I don't have the license agreement on this yet. You can get a floppy disk which came with this, which has like a tuning application on it, which is what you use to unlock it. So the way this works is you can try it before you buy it, sort of thing, with the license and the overclock. So the floppy disk is actually on its way. I had to buy it separate. I tried to buy this from Amiga Kit on their website, and their website was down for like 4 days. So I wound up buying it off their eBay store. But on their eBay store it didn't have the option to include the floppy disk, so I had to contact them separately. So it's on its way. So you're allowed 10 power cycles on the accelerator. So you can put the accelerator in, turn the Amiga on, run the program, overclock it, turn it right up, or there is 2 or 3 different settings on it. So you can try it out. So every time you turn it off and on again, that's a power cycle. So you have 10 power cycles to basically test this out and see how stable it is, at the settings. The highest overclock, apparently not all of them work at that. Really, for all I'm doing, I just want games installed on this so that I can just double click and play. I don't have to mess about with even a GoTech or USB or floppy disks or anything. It's all inside, that's my goal. So really I don't need it, but I might as well, because no doubt at some stage down the line I'm going to want to play with this thing. So I am going to buy the license for it and unlock it, basically. So the other thing, this has 3.0 ROM in it, the ROM chips. So with 3.0, only 1 megabyte of RAM will show up on the accelerator when I plug it in. So I needed 3.1 ROMs to show the full 9 megabytes on this card. So yeah, a bit of a long story coming. I got 3.1 ROM chips from a guy on Facebook, and I thought he was going to rip me off, basically. I paid £6 for these, including postage, which is pretty cheap. It's about half price. You can't get them on Amiga Kit for about 13-14 quid. So I paid £6, including postage, but then there was no sign of them. They didn't arrive, And the guy kept saying, yes, I've posted them, and they still didn't arrive, but they arrived this morning, like a week and a half later. And looking at the postage date on the box, he only posted them 2 days ago, so I don't know what the fuck he was doing, why he didn't just say, I haven't got a chance to post them yet, or there's been a problem. But he basically lied, but they've arrived. But obviously I haven't tested them yet. But because I thought that these weren't going to arrive, I actually bought a set of Amiga kit as well, which haven't arrived yet. I'm hoping they're going to be here tomorrow. So if these don't work, I still have the other ones on the way, which are guaranteed to work. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is put these ROMs in, boot up the Amiga, and see if the ROM chips work. If the ROM chips work, I can work away, and I'll just keep the other ROM chips from Amiga kit. I'll just keep them as spares or something, or sell them on. Okay, so I've taken the screws out of the bottom of the Amiga there, and pop the keyboard out here, out of the way, give me access to these chips. So here we have the ROM chips here, which I'm going to be replacing. So if I can get this to sit. So on the new chips here, it says A, is it U, B, A, I think that says, and UBB. So I'm guessing A is the top one and B is the bottom one. Okay, I've zoomed away in on the chips here. So try and get these out without damaging anything. So I don't think I mentioned in my last video, the one where I actually unboxed this Amiga, this has actually been recapped by AmigaKit.com. So the previous owner actually sent this away and got it all refurbished basically, and then it sat in his loft for a year and a half, 2 years before I bought it. He basically got it back and then, you know, tested it and then didn't use it again. So okay, so that's what these stickers are here. They're from Amiga Kit. After they've done the work on it, the technicians or whatever put their stamp on it, put their name on it. Ooh. Okay, so A, just checking there's no bent pins. One at the back there looks a bit bent. Not very much light around that side of the chip. Yeah, that last leg is definitely in a funny position. Okay, those sockets have more holes than the chips have pins. So I'm just going to count these here. Okay, I actually had to watch my video back there that I just recorded to see what position these are in. So there's a blank pin at this end, or a blank slot that isn't used. So at least I know. I'm guessing maybe Amiga Kit put these sockets in, which are 21 pin, and the chips are only 20 pin. But that's fine. Shouldn't cause any problems. If I get these in the wrong position, it doesn't matter. I've already checked online. Basically, if you put them in the wrong sockets, the computer just won't boot. So if it doesn't boot, I'll swap them around. If it still doesn't boot, then the chips are bad, basically. So just put them back in the phone there, keep them out of the way. And we'll throw this thing back together and plug it in. Okay, I've just quickly thrown the top back on the Amiga there. So I will plug it in, we'll see what happens. So we'll have a power light, but we'll have no video on screen. And just double check my video was plugged in here. It wouldn't surprise me if something else was plugged in the television. No, that's definitely the right thing plugged in. And it automatically selects because it's on RGB cable. If I turn it off, the Amiga or the TV automatically selects RGB. If you can see that there. Okay, so I'll pull them out, swap the chips around, and we'll try again. Okay, try again. Swap the chips around from A to B and B to A. We'll soon find out if they work here. Nope. Okay, super. So the chips that I waited for 2 weeks, was fucked about with the postage, don't work basically. Awesome. It's just as well I ordered them other ones from Amiga Kit. Okay, I was just about to turn this thing off there, and it's put it to the prompt, so I don't know why it took so long there. Maybe the 3.1 ROM, I think it maybe checks for a hard drive, which is maybe why it took so long. But you can see there, if I can zoom in there, it's definitely alive. So I'll pop a disc in here, just make sure it is working. Okay, so seems to be something wrong with Nigel Mansell's disc. I've put Micro Pro's Formula 1 in, which is 4 discs to get to this stage, or 3 discs to get to this stage. So yeah, seems to be working. I just gave my buddy Roy a shout. This is the guy who sent me the floppy drive for the Amiga. I seen he was on Facebook, so I gave him a shout via Messenger, and he confirmed that it's checking for a hard drive. That's what that 10-second blank screen is at the start. He said once he put the hard drive in, or put the drive in, it should boot up quicker once it finds the hard drive. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It seems to be working fine. So we'll move on to the hard drive next, or this compact flash drive, and then the accelerator. Okay, so I'm gonna put the hard drive here in next. So the guy I bought this off is actually on Facebook as well. He sells these all preloaded and ready to go, basically. So yeah, it's just, I think he said it's just a matter of plugging in and going for it. So I will need to put something. I can't just let that sit on top of the chips there, so I'm going to have to put something below it here to insulate it. So I'll plug it in first here into the IDE, that's the word I'm looking for. So that IDE connector was extremely tight, and there was a couple of bent pins at this end, so I straightened the pins up and just really took my time. So the way this sits here, it's actually sitting on top of the plastic ribbon for the keyboard at the minute. I put the keyboard in, so that's floating up off the board, just as a temporary measure until I test it out, make sure everything's working. Okay, try again here. Switch it on, make sure that the drive is working. Now the guy told me that there was no activity light. He said because he's using cheap adapters for the CF card, the activity light for the hard drive doesn't work, so that's to be expected. So if all goes according to plan here, this should load up into the workbench with everything ready to go. The floppy drive's ticking away there. Yep, there we go, brilliant. Zoom in a bit here. I won't be able to run any of the games here. That floppy drive's still ticking away there. Is it meant to do that? Hopefully it doesn't do that all the time. Yeah, I can't run any of the games here until I've put the Accelerator in, because WHD load requires the more than X amount of RAM, more than 2 megabytes of RAM or something like that. So yeah, I can't run any games here, but at least it's booted up into the hard drive here. And so I have half a meg of chip RAM left and no fast RAM. So that's dead on. I don't know why that floppy drive's clicking like that. I'll stick a disc in here. I have a couple of discs which came with the Amiga, which have just games on it that don't auto boot, so I'll stick one of them in, see what happens. Copy 3 of Terminator disc. Don't know what that means. Well, it stopped the floppy disk from clicking anyway. LSDC with the load symbol. LSDE, try that with the load symbol. No idea what I'm doing here. Startup sequence. 1 megabyte, 1 bit MMM load program reset. No idea. Enter command, blah blah blah. So reading the disc, if nothing else, and it has a read error. Okay. Right, well the next thing to do is to stick the accelerator in here and see what happens. So, goes in that way. It said in the instructions that you may have to do this from inside the Amiga, which it looks like I may have to. What's in the way? Okay, that's it now. Okay, that's a tight fit. Okay, I think that's it. It doesn't look very straight. I can't really get any purchase on the bloody thing either. This I don't know, it doesn't look very straight to me. It's sitting out further at the top than it is at the bottom. But this bit of plastic is hitting against the corner of the card here, just stopping me getting it any further that way. And what's under there? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, that's more like it. Just had to lift it up a little bit there. Okay. Okay. The moment of truth. Well, it's booting, which is a good thing. Oh, I've now got a background. Yep. So if you can see across the top there, now I have 1.8 chip memory and 7387 fast memory. So I'm wondering if didn't have enough memory to show that background before. So yeah, it's all working. And why is this constantly clicking? That's annoying. So I'll see if I can boot a game here. Really, this is my first time doing this, so you'll have to excuse me if I faff about like an idiot. 500, 600 games, CD32, CD-TV games, and AGA games. So we'll go into 500, 600. So we'll have A to D there. Take your pick. Awesome. There's quite a lot of games there. That's just in the B section. I'll have a look and see here. We'll see if we can find cannon fodder. Make sure that works okay. So that's the good thing about this the WHD load is you can basically run any game, you know, anything that's been converted for WHD load, but it doesn't matter if it's AGA or OCS, ECS, that runs them all basically. So, CA I'm looking for, too busy talking. There's Countducula. Cannon fodder. I don't like the way the text is sort of over the top of each other here. So just double click that, I think. Press delete to quit the game. Looks like it's loading. Superb. Okay, cool. If I well, the floppy disk, I'm just checking, the floppy disk has stopped clicking, so it only seems to do it on the main workbench screen, so that's good. At least it's not doing it all the time, because that would get annoying quickly. I'm going to be playing this with my left hand. Okay, so if I press delete, yep, just throws me straight out again. So that's one thing I think I don't know about here is any Amiga game I've ever played has been a cracked version. So why is there no crack at the start? Is the cracks not included in the WHD load versions? Because some games really need it, in my opinion. Yeah, that seemed to be working fine. Another good thing about that is it plays multi-disc games just all from the one file. So the likes of Rise of the Robots had like fucking 14 discs or something ridiculous. So that basically it's all loaded into one file now. I just need to double click it and play it, and it will load without me having to do anything, which is awesome. So there you are, that is my newly upgraded Amiga. Everything went according to plan there. I will make a follow-up video about unlocking the Accelerator when I get round it. It'll not be this month because I am fucking skint after buying all this crap. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. I know it was quite a long one here, but I thought, why not just make a long one? You know, plenty of other people make videos that are an hour and a half long. So if you're still here, I applaud you.